Today we will be making katori chaat. The name of chaat itself, it's so relishing, and these are called katori chaat because these are served in small katoris, or katori means ball, and this symbolizes authenticity of Indian cuisine because chaat are a very popular indulgence in Indian cuisine, and this has many varieties, many variants. But what I am showing is a different style, as because we are making katoris in home, and it can also be baked. So do try this recipe, katori chaat in Su's Food Corner style. Hey guys, I am Subhankari and I welcome you all to my channel Su's Food Corner. I hope you all are doing great in your lives, and if you are new to this page, do subscribe to my page and do not forget to tap the bell button. And thank you all for loving my channel so much and liking my videos so much. So for making this katoris, we will need all-purpose flour or maida around 1.5 cups, and I have taken here semolina or suji or rava, the fine variant one, around half cup. If you do not have the fine semolina, you can always take the regular semolina that are used for upma, and you can grind them to make a powder. And for the stuffing, I have taken here boiled black chickpeas or kala chana. I have soaked them and I have boiled them with salt, and some boiled green chickpeas or hara chana around half cup. The stuffing amount depends upon the number of katoris you have. I have just given an approximate number. And two whole large potatoes I have taken. I have boiled them, peeled them and cut it into small cubes. And I have here some sweet tamarind or imli chutney, and some green chutney, and the consistency of this chutney is a little thick, and it's this chutney is made from tamarind, chilies or gur, or you can use sugar. So this is the chutney, and this green chutney is green coriander chutney, some coriander leaves and garlic, green chilies, salt and lemon. So these two chutneys, and I have some dahi here or curd around half cup. Just whisk this curd so that it gains a smooth and nice consistency, silky consistency, and it should be of this type. 4 tablespoons I have taken here chopped onions, and I have some namkeen sev, the small one around 1 cup, and some roasted peanuts around 2 tablespoons. And here I have some spices. I have the roasted cumin or jeera plus red chili. I have taken here 2 to 3 tablespoons of jeera and 3 to 4 red chili. Just dry roast them and crush them. Black salt I have taken here 2 tablespoons. Chaat powder or chaat masala around 1 tablespoon, and around 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. So these all spices quantity depends upon your taste. It's because the beauty of this recipe is that it is customized according to the people who are eating the chaat, so it's completely depends upon them. So let's make the katoris. For that, I'll first add all-purpose flour or maida in a bowl, and to it I'll add semolina and then salt as per taste. And I had to fry this katoris, I had already kept some oil in a kadhai to heat, and it's now warm, so I'll use that warm oil around 4 tablespoons in this flour mixture. So you can use the normal oil also, but warm oil gives a little more crispiness, so I'll use warm oil around 4 tablespoons, cooking oil, normal cooking oil, and then mix it first because this oil is a little warm now. Just mix it, and then I'll use my hands to knead a dough. This dough neither should be soft nor should be hard, a little more to the side of hard actually, but not soft. So just see, it has started to bind, and now add water little by little to make a dough of somewhat a little bit thick consistency but not too soft. So start mixing now in this way, and I am actually focusing more on this dough because this dough decides whether your katoris are going to be soft, soggy or perfectly hardened, so that it can be stored for good 1 month. So if this dough is good, then this katoris turn out to be really awesome. See, I am actually applying some pressure and kneading this. That means it's not soft, it's perfect. And now cover it and let it rest for good 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, this dough would have acquired a nice texture. I'll just show you. See, it's perfect. Just knead for 1 minute more. This is very important, you have to knead it again. and you can see I'm actually applying pressure, and the texture what I was talking about is this dough is perfect. The texture should be flaky, so this dough is perfectly flaky and it's perfectly needed to make very crunchy and khasta, what we call khasta katoris. Now I have divided the dough into 4 equal parts, and I have taken one part and I'll divide it into 2, so I'll get around 8 katoris from this much amount of dough. And again it depends upon your katori or ball size, so I'll just show you. So I have taken one here and I'll start rolling it, and you can see I have not used any dry flour here, yet it's rolling fine because we had added oil. So this, in this way, just roll it into a thin puri, I mean somewhat like the shape of a puri, but just it should be thin. And I'll just show you how much thick it should be. See, this is perfect. And now, as I said, I'll just prick this so that it won't puff up. This is very important, do not skip this process. And then I'll take the katori. This is what is called katori in Indian homes. It's a small ball, steel ball actually, and then place this pastry or this rolled puri on the top of it and press the edges. And as because this can be little small, this can be little big, so just press it so that it approximately covers the edges in this way. It's same as we do the tart cover. It's somewhat similar to like that, especially this cover. And now press it and evenly focus on the edges, and you can either cut the extra edges, or just this can also be done by hand by pressing the extra part. So it's looking perfect now. See how beautiful it has covered this katori. And I'll actually show you another small muffin mold. As I said, I do normally do katori chaat in this because I love their small designs and the small size. So I'll take one mold and just place it this side. I will place this inside as we place the pastry in tart cells, as I said. And now just press, because this had some designs on the side, and I want my katoris to be this designed, and this katori will be of this design if this pastry dough is nicely pressed to the sides of this muffin mold. So for that I'll just start pressing it, and now I'll just cut the extra dough, and it will be cut in a very nice way. We'll see, very clean because it's quite sharp. So this way, so beautifully this comes out. See, and as I said, I always prefer my katori chaat in this small muffin mold, so I am just showing you this also. You can also use a knife to cut them. So this is looking good now, and when it's done, when you have taken out the edges, again just press them so that if the dough would have been a little loose, it will just become set properly in this way, and it's looking just perfect. And although we had bricked this dough earlier, but we have again just pressed it a lot to give this shape. So just prick it again once more so that there would be nice prominent small holes, and the air would escape nicely once we fry them. And this is prepared to perfection. So let's fry them. For that I have taken a oil, and the oil for frying this katoris should be super heated at first, and then lower the temperature to low medium, and then drop this katoris. So this is very important. I'll first show you by frying the small one. See, it will take around 7 to 8 minutes, and automatically the shells will be separated from this katoris. Say in this way, take them out from oil and let the katoris again be in the oil till they are nicely cooked and they become crispier, golden in the oil. See, and this is now, this requires some time because it's still a little white. So let them cook and fry in the oil till they become golden and crisp. And the temperature is very important. First the oil should be superheated, and once heated, lower the temperature to low medium and then cook it, fry it, and it will take some time, and this will turn out to be crispier and golden. See how beautiful they have turned out. And just take them out from oil and leave them on open in for good 30 minutes till they become super crispy. And this one also I'll show you the katori that we had made from the regular one, and regular steel ball, same thing, and it will automatically come out. And this will also take some time, and but I personally prefer the small ones because they are convenient to eat and they're so small. I just love the size and the designs. So it completely depends upon your choice. You can also make them in this way and store them. So this is looking perfect, and let's do the stuffing. I have taken these beautiful shells and I'll show you how crispy they are. It's so beautifully done. So let's do the stuffing. Either you can mix all the stuffing in a ball, then you can put them in the shells, but I prefer individually so that each shells can be customized according to the person who eats them. Some want more spicy, some want less spicy. So this method is perfect for a family. So first take the shells, and then I'll add, first goes the potatoes. Just fill little by little so that there will be enough space for everything, because these are really small katoris. And then goes the chickpeas. Here also you can use the regular chickpeas, the chole or kabli chole, what we call that, also you can use. Completely depends upon your choice. So I have added all the things. And then goes black salt. Black salt is very important. And then red chili powder. Just sprinkle everything on the top of it uniformly. And then some chaat powder for that extra tangy taste. And lastly I'll add the imli chutney or the khatti mithi chutney, what we call. And then goes the dahi or curd. You can see I am adding everything in small quantity. And then the tikhi and the spicy green chutney, this goes in. And after adding this I'll add onions. You can see how beautiful mini katori chaat, it's looking so nice, small. And then again I'll add some chana or chickpeas again to top it with some curd here, and this is looking so yum actually. And then some tamarind chutney and followed by some green chutney. So all these combinations are just your creativity, and you can adjust the amount of salt, amount of green chutney as per your taste. Some chaat powder on top of it, some black salt, and the roasted cumin and chili powder. And lastly on top of it I'll add the namkeen sev, the fine one. And then goes peanuts, roasted peanuts here, and the beautiful pomegranate seeds. This adds to the color and vibrance. And my last touch, a small coriander leaf. And here goes my beautiful, delicious, yum katori chaat. It's looking so beautiful and the taste was so yum. And as I said, this katori chaats, I mean, it's can be prepared in a variety of ways, but this is what is my version. And yes, this tarts can also be baked actually. You can preheat the oven for 10 minutes in 180 degrees centigrade and then bake them for 20-25 minutes depend upon your size, and they can also be baked, the healthy version. So do give this recipe a try and you will love the taste of this katori chaat. I hope you have liked my video. Do give a thumbs up, share with your family and friends, and do not forget to subscribe to my page. See you in next video. Till then, stay safe, love life and happy fooding.